because he's going mad on Twitter, just calling out everyone.
Yeah, well, Cormier went and said, like, look, it was kind of weird because I saw. Have you seen the behind the scenes in the locker room where Jake's getting his hands wrapped and he's got his cheerleader squad there and one of his pals, I think his name, J. Leon Love. He was talking shit to Tyron Woodley, and Tyron Woodley's just he's standing there.
What was he saying?
He's just basically saying like I don't play and blah blah blah, and like, you know, he was being a bit aggressive and talking a little bit of shit, and Tyron's just standing there very chill because he knows. He could crack all of them.
Yeah.
Crack all of them.
Yeah.
And it was funny because Jake all of a sudden, and he was trying to hide it because he was stuttering, but all of a sudden he had a little bit of confidence in front of his eight pals. Like, stop. Dude, there was only one person there. There was Tyron Woodley and there was 8 other guys and Jake Paul and Tyron's so unfazed. He's like, yeah.
No, I didn't see that video.
No. So essentially, Cormier saying, don't play. All right, don't play because Tyron Woodley would beat the shit out of you, right? And this J. Leon Love is actually, you know, he's getting a lot of hate. Everyone's commenting like the clown emoji on Twitter. He says, "Look, I'm built for hate. I can take it." He was also saying, "Fuck you" to Cormier. Cormier was going back and forth with Jake Paul. Jake Paul said, "All right, I'll fight you, fatty." And Tyron Woodley can fight Love. So, look, it's very, very strange. Because a lot of people are also throwing out. I think I saw John Anik throwing out. I want to see. There's so many different MMA fighters out there on the roster that could definitely smash Jake Paul. Why not throw like someone like Mike Perry out there, right?
Yeah.
And then it was showing that they were all going, oh, well, Mike Perry got already beat up by Jake Paul in sparring. I'm like, no, I don't think that's true. And
I don't think that's true at all.
There's Dylan Dennis going back and forth with
Jake.
Jake and his coach, BJ Flores, saying, send me the contract, I'll fight him. Yeah. My knee's all good now, let's fight.
Yeah, he even put out the DMs, you know what I mean? They were saying, there was a big argument that Jake was saying, like, oh, your knee was fine in the first place. Why were you running after me when I threw the water balloons at you? Which was saying it's a fair point. But
he wasn't really running, was it? He just kind of like trotted over.
Yeah, there was a lot of back and forth for weeks between the two, and then Dylan kind of went on Andrew Schultz's podcast.
I watched that.
Yeah, watched that, and he sort of gave, and I feel like Dylan did give a good explanation to why.
His knee's important. It would be a one and done with Jake Paul. Why would he want to rush and sacrifice his knees condition if that's the case?
Yeah, it's
so weird. It's a fucking dark time for MMA and boxing because you're actually entertaining these people. Just leave them be.
Yeah, because look, he wins by people talking about him. Everybody's talking about it. We're talking about it. Every podcast is every combat sport podcast is talking about it. Every casual podcast is talking about it, and it gets views. It gets views. It gets clicks, and that's why. And he's like absorbing all of that into his fan base. Like, he's now more popular than ever.
Yeah, and the right thing to do is just not give him that time of day. Because to be honest, just don't do it. You're gonna look. I just like if Jake really wants to prove himself, either fight an MMA or a boxer that comes from a striking background, right, and somewhere near your height and weight. Okay, it has to. If it's MMA, it has to be a 185er or a 205er, right? Because Ben was a 170 pounder, and you made him fight you at 190.
Yeah. And B, make sure you're somewhere within your decade of your age range, you know what I mean?
Even fight Tyron, because Tyron's a big 170.
Tyron's a fucking beast at 170. Not even that, but he can crack. He's always got that overhand right, but even, I mean, not even that, but hell, maybe if DC even stepped in there, I reckon he'll still beat the crap out of him. Like, DC is such an accomplished striker from American Kickboxing Academy.
Yeah.
And plus, he's also, top tier wrestler. But if you didn't even spot a boxer, I still reckon he'll crack him. Anyway,
it's just weird. It's just fucking weird.
Like,
you know what? Throw Dylan Dennis out there. A lot of people are saying, the MMA community doesn't really want Dylan Dennis out there because he's not really part of the community. He's 2-0, and the last time he fought was like 2018, 2019 in Bellator, right? And one of those wins was over like someone 2-4. Yeah. So look, don't get me wrong, he gets paid well in Bellator, right? Yeah. But he's not fighting very good people. His grappling is amazing, but his stand-up is not good. It's not good at all. So, look, Dylan Dennis versus Jake Paul actually might be a bit competitive, to be honest, just because I do not rate Dylan's skills. But if they really want to send someone, they need to stop throwing people with less and less striking ability.
Yeah.
Right? Throw him in there who's like a legit fighter, knocks out Jake Paul, it's done.
Just a more legitimate striker.
Yeah,
who will take this more seriously and who understands what's at stake here, and
just has a striking ability and is not out of their prime or off hip surgery, things like that.
There you go.
But they played very well. Jake did very well and very good at marketing the fight.